Welcome to Euthenia Travels, your premier destination for exploring the world's most fascinating cultures and destinations. I'm your host, Euthenia, and I'm excited to take you on a journey to the captivating country of Vietnam. Before we dive in, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more documentaries, travel videos, and other content that will take you on a thrilling adventure across the globe. In this documentary, we'll delve into the unique aspects of Vietnamese culture, exploring the strange and intriguing things that set this country apart from the rest of the world. From peculiar traditions to breathtaking landscapes, we'll discover the secrets of this enchanting land. Let's embark on this journey to uncover the 15 strange things that only happen in Vietnam. Number 1. Home of the world's largest cave. Son Doong Cave, a colossal marvel, is nestled within the lush embrace of Phong Nha Bang National Park, in Vietnam's Quang Binh province. This awe-inspiring cavern holds the prestigious title of the world's largest cave, sprawling over 52 miles in length, reaching a breathtaking 650 feet in width, and soaring to an astonishing 500 feet in height. Settle in as we take you on a virtual journey through this natural wonder, a veritable playground for the intrepid explorer. Picture yourself standing at the entrance to Son Doong, the sheer scale of the cave's mouth swallowing you whole. As you delve deeper, the grandeur unfolds, staggering stalagmites that touch the sky, their towering heights over 80 meters, casting dramatic shadows across the cavern floor. But it's not just about size here. It's the unique features that truly set Son Doong apart. Number 2. Wearing pajamas outside. In many regions across the globe, pajamas are strictly for bedtime or lounging around the house. But when you visit Vietnam, you'll be in for a surprise. It's quite common to see people wearing pajamas or loungewear throughout the day. From selling delicious pho to taking leisurely walks to even going on dates, pajamas are everywhere. This fashion statement isn't just for the older folks. The youth of Vietnam also love rocking this casual look. But why pajamas in public, you ask? Well, it's all thanks to Vietnam's balmy climate. The material used for pajamas is usually lightweight and breathable, making it ideal for the heat. Plus, the style is often long-sleeve shirts and full-length pants, which is both comfortable and modest. So it's totally normal to wear them for shopping or running errands. It's like they found the perfect outfit for all occasions. Now, imagine seeing someone selling street food in their pajamas. In Vietnam, that's a typical sight. It's not about being lazy or not caring about fashion. It's about embracing comfort in every aspect of life. And, if you think that's interesting, wait until you witness a Vietnamese funeral. It's a whole different ballgame. The stark contrast to the casual pajama-filled streets is the vibrant, lively celebrations that accompany the final goodbye. It's like the complete opposite of the solemn black and white events you might expect. Colorful festivities filled with joy and remembrance are the norm here. Number 3. Sleeper buses. Have you ever felt like regular bus travel is just too dull? In Vietnam, they've got you covered with an exciting alternative. The sleeper bus. These innovative vehicles are not only a cost-effective choice, but they also add a touch of adventure to your trip. Imagine boarding a bus, and instead of finding rows of seats, you're greeted by cozy beds. It's like traveling in a hotel on wheels. Now, if you're on the shorter side, you're in luck because these beds are super comfy for you. But if you're taller, it might be a bit of a squeeze. And remember, these buses are all about the chill, literally. The air conditioning can get pretty intense, so pack a sweater or two to stay cozy during the ride. But here's the kicker. You can travel across half of this amazing country for just $20 on a sleeper bus ticket. That's right, folks. $20 gets you a bed and a scenic tour of Vietnam's stunning landscape. For the optimal experience, plan your trip at night. That way, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Save on a night's lodging and get some quality shut-eye while you travel. Wake up refreshed and ready to tackle the day's adventures. And speaking of adventures, don't forget about the food. Vietnam's rich culinary scene is a big part of the experience. Using chopsticks isn't just about eating here, it's about sharing a moment with others. A tradition that turns every meal into a meaningful affair. So, next time you're planning a trip to Vietnam, why not ditch the usual transport options and hop on a sleeper bus? It's the perfect blend of comfort, culture, and cost-effectiveness. Just don't forget your blanket and enjoy the ride through this beautiful country. Number 4. Using chopsticks for any dish. In Vietnam, the sight of knives and forks is quite uncommon at the dinner table. Instead, chopsticks reign supreme, used for every meal, from casual dinners to grand feasts. If you're new to the country, this might seem surprising, but it's a cultural staple that's both fascinating and meaningful. For the Vietnamese, chopsticks are not just about functionality, they embody the very essence of their dining etiquette. They're a symbol of care and sharing. It's a customary practice to offer food to others with clean chopsticks before you start eating. This gesture of generosity is deeply embedded in their food culture and is a sign of respect during special occasions. Now let's talk about chopstick etiquette. It's considered impolite to stick your chopsticks directly into a rice bowl. And definitely don't tap them on your bowl or other surfaces. This is believed to invite unwelcome spirits and interrupt the meal's harmony. Moreover, not tapping your chopsticks is a clear indication of good manners, something the Vietnamese hold in high regard. Speaking of the chopsticks themselves, they're typically round and devoid of any flashy decoration or paint. They're designed to be simple and functional. In the north, you'll mostly find them made from bamboo, while in the south, coconut wood is the go-to material. Their rounded ends are not too sharp, which adds to their charm and uniqueness. Mastering the art of using chopsticks is a skill you'll want to acquire. It's not just about getting food to your mouth. It's about embracing the culture and showing respect at the table. Number 5. Noisy funerals. Funerals in Vietnam are a spectacle of sound and emotion, a stark contrast to the solemnity often associated with such occasions. Prepare to be surrounded by a cacophony of celebration as these ceremonies unfold over 2 bustling days. It's like the neighborhood's throwing a 2-day festival, but it's actually a goodbye to a cherished soul. The air is filled with the clinking of glasses, the rhythmic pounding of drums, and the soulful tunes of a brass band, as loved ones gather to bid farewell with a bang. But why all the noise? It's not just about letting off steam or lifting spirits. In Vietnamese culture, this lively commotion serves a significant purpose. It's believed that the livelier the send-off, the more likely the deceased will be protected from malevolent spirits on their journey to the afterlife. Plus, it's a way to ensure that the departed one's spirit is escorted out with gusto. It's like throwing the ultimate going-away party, where the guest of honor is the life lived and the memories shared. Now, let's talk about something you might not find in every corner of the globe. Professional mourners. That's right, in northern Vietnam, you can hire someone to grieve for your family. These skilled individuals are brought in to express sorrow when the family can't, or won't, do it themselves. They're like grief actors, crying on cue, and recounting tales of the deceased's life with Oscar-worthy flair. It's a bit like having a eulogy delivered by Morgan Freeman, but with more wailing. These mourners are picked for their vocal prowess and their ability to stir emotions. They're not just there to make a scene. They're there to make sure that the person who's passed is remembered for their virtues and contributions. It's a strange but beautiful custom that adds a unique flavor to the funeral experience. Number 6. The drawer savings tradition. For many Vietnamese, especially the elderly, banks are not their go-to for savings. They prefer to have their funds close at hand, tucked away in a drawer at home. Why? Well, history has taught them that financial stability is not always guaranteed, This practice originates from a time when banks weren't as reliable, and keeping cash close was the best way to ensure quick access to funds during emergencies or opportunities. It's all about that sense of security and control over their hard-earned money. But there's a flip side. This method can be risky since it makes them vulnerable to theft or loss. Yet, it's a tradition deeply ingrained in their culture, highlighting the value of self-reliance. Number 7. Daring dishes and different delights. Now, let's get into something that might make your stomach churn or your taste buds tingle, depending on how adventurous you are. We're talking about some of the more terrifying foods you can find in Vietnam. First, we have the coconut worm, a local delicacy from the Mekong Delta. People either grill or fry these squiggly little guys, but if you're feeling really brave, you can have them raw, soaked in fish sauce. They're alive, folks, alive and wiggling. And then there's blood pudding, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a mix of animal blood, minced meat and peanuts, often served with boiled liver. It's surprisingly sweet, but don't let that fool you. It comes with a warning label because it can be a hotbed for bacteria and viruses. So, if you're someone who enjoys pushing the boundaries of what you eat, Vietnam has got you covered. Just be careful, your stomach might not be as brave as your taste buds. Number 8. The Coffin Club Chronicles. Now, let's switch gears and dive into something a bit eerie, yet fascinating. Ever heard of the coffin clubs? These are groups of people in rural Vietnam who, get this, make their own coffins while they're still alive and kicking. It's not just about being prepared for the afterlife. It's a cultural thing tied to their beliefs about death and what comes next. It's like a DIY project with a very serious twist. These coffins sometimes even double as furniture in their homes, serving as a constant reminder of their mortality. It's a unique blend of the practical and the spiritual. This tradition shows us how Vietnamese people approach the end of life, focusing on the importance of a good burial and the journey of the soul. It's a stark contrast to how we might think about death in the West. But it's all part of the rich tapestry of customs that make Vietnam so intriguing. Number 9. Tackling the tough topic of pollution. Now, let's talk about a serious environmental issue: pollution. You know how in a lot of places, people are really good about keeping their cities clean and using green bags to cut down on waste? Well, in Vietnam, especially in its bustling cities, it's a bit of a different story. You see plastic bags and candy wrappers all over the place, and even in the rivers and lakes. It's not pretty. And get this, Hanoi, the capital, is often in the top ranks for being one of the most polluted cities worldwide. The reason? Think about the almost 7 million motorbikes zooming around, a lot of them old and spewing out dirty smoke. And then there's the burning of rice straw and trash. It's like a thick toxic fog in the morning. So if you ever visit, you might want to pack a mask. It's not just the sights and sounds of Hanoi you'll experience, but the smells too, unfortunately. Moving on to number 10. The art of black teeth. Now, this is a unique one. In Vietnam, especially among the older generations, having black teeth is not something to hide. It's actually considered beautiful and a sign of wisdom. The tradition, known as Nuom Rong Jin, involves using a natural dye made from plants like betel leaves and areca nuts. This isn't just for looks, though. Back in the day, black teeth were believed to protect against tooth decay and other dental issues. It was also a status symbol, showing that one had the means to afford such a luxury. While it's not as common now, you can still see this cultural practice in traditional festivals and ceremonies. It's a piece of history that adds to Vietnam's diverse cultural tapestry. Number 11. Our journey has taken us to the heart of Vietnam, revealing the strange and wondrous things that make this country a true enigma. Join us next time on Euthenia Travels as we explore more fascinating destinations and cultures. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more documentaries and travel videos.